Good morning. My name's Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine, and the greatest fish house that was ever built in the great state of Maine. I've had a couple questions come up, and I'm not going to address it today because it's still cold here, and I'm waiting until I got the buddy heater in here. The door's going to be on. These windows will be installed. But Enos had a great question, and I've been trying to answer it as we go along, Enos. And plus, I've been trying to show the different parts, the different pieces. I haven't given out too many measurements because of the simple fact is the measurements are going to change depending on what you build, what size you build. There's no magic number to what size I build. When I tell you, I built fish houses over fish houses over fish houses for years. I built saltwater fish houses. I built freshwater fish houses. And when I tell you how I arrive at the size, it'll make sense to you, but you probably never thought of it that way. I have different size utility trailers. I have right now, years ago, my utility trailer was a little over 5 feet wide and 10 feet long. So I've still got the fish house. I use it for a storage shed now. So when I built the ocean saltwater fish house, that fish house measurements was 5 feet wide and 10 feet long because that was my utility trailer. And I planned on keeping it for many years. So that's how I arrived at the measurement of that fish house. Well, for the last several years, the trailer that I use, and it's primarily used for fish houses, and I put a boat winch on it. That trailer is, what is it? 48. Okay. The fish house that's over on the family fish house, that fish house is 48 inches wide by inside dimension was 7, but the skis are 8. Just like this, the skis on this fish house are 8. And that fish house slides right, that trailer is about 52 inches wide by 8 feet long. That's why that fish house is 48 inches wide by 8 feet long, because it fits in that utility trailer. And I plan on keeping that utility trailer for many years, so it's the fish house utility trailer. So that's where the measurements come from. And you can do the same thing if you want to. Now this one had some different measurements to it because I wanted to stay within my snowmobile limits. But I still would never build one bigger at this point than my utility trailer that I'm using right now, which is 52 inches wide by 8 feet long. Now, this particular fish house, I wanted it the width of the skis on my snowmobile. So you might want the same thing depending on your snowmobile. Remember, when you pull things with a snowmobile, anything wider than the skis are plowing. So if you want to build a 5-foot fish house and put it behind a 40-inch snowmobile, that leftover piece is plowing. It's plowing snow. If there's 2 feet of snow, it's plowing. When you haul a sled behind your snowmobile, that's why I chuckle when I go to the bait stores and I see these sleds that are 6 feet wide. In 2 feet of snow, they're going to be plowing. That's my opinion. Hey, as I've seen in this series, some people, they really get down on some of that stuff. I don't plow snow when I'm hauling anything. I don't care what it is. If I got a big snowmobile, if I got my 6-wheeler, whatever, I always carry loads that are the width of my vehicle. When I go to Beaver Creek, the trailer behind the 4-wheeler is the width of the 4-wheeler because it's easier. I'm not about making things harder in my life at all. there's enough stuff that goes on in this sport and this lifestyle that things are already hard enough. So if you go in, say I go to Beaver Creek with a trailer that's a foot wider than the six-wheeler, every time I cut a tree just a little bit too close, the trailer's going to get hung up on the tree. You know, it's going to be a pain in the butt. But if I go in with a trailer that's the width of my the six-wheeler, hey, it follows in the same track. We make it in there in one piece. Same thing with a fish house. This fish house is 40 inches wide. When I go down over the hill, cross the swamp, up over the hill, and then go down another trail and hook onto the lake, this thing is going to tow right behind me. It's going to stay right in my ski tracks. So it's not going to be an issue. So that's why I haven't really given too many measurements when it comes to this fish house. But to answer your question, Enos, when this door is on and the heat is on in here, I will come down here with a couple of cameras and a tape measure, and in that video I will give all the dimensions that you see in this fish house. You can't take those numbers and build a fish house with it, but it will give you an idea. Because as a builder, I'm probably not going to give you down to the 16th. And there's nothing in here. There's nothing in this fish house that I could do that way. A lot of these measurements are based off, like the door. This building is this one is 6 feet. The door is dead center and it's 2 feet wide. So that's how I arrive at this wall stud. Same thing with this one. And then that's what gives me my window. But if you put in a bigger door, then that's going to throw these off. I run a door, I don't have a tape measure here, so it's not very tall. I mean, you got to duck to get in. But that's all, right here, this one is 63 inches tall, which is, I've got shacks up at the cabin that are shorter than that. They're made to just set up in and then slip out the door and in. They're not made to stand up. I made this one a little taller so that I could stand up in it. But I will, Enos, go around, I'll measure these pieces, give you the heights of the walls, the wall studs. This wall is taller than that wall because I do have a little bit of a pitch on this particular fish house. But I have no problem, and I'm kind of regretting putting the pitch on it, to be honest with you, because it makes the fish house a little taller. It will be nice for standing up in, but my two fish houses up at, and I've showed them in the video. I might even slip them in here again to show them again. My two fish houses up at the cabin are flat roofed, and they just go down through the woods so slick because I don't have the height, and they're not much taller than I am sitting on the snowmobile. So and this one will be. It's not going to be a problem, but there's nothing wrong with having it just so much. I mean, you don't stand up in a car, do you, when you go for a ride? You know, so when I built those fish houses, they were made just to sit on this bench and have enough room over top. Number one, so you're not heating up there, and number two, so you basically just got a place to get in out of the wind and the cold. So we will have that one coming up, Enos. I promise. I promise. So, but I have been showing you the different materials, stuff like that. I did break down. I showed you the base of the fish house. I have showed the walls before I put the covering on them, and we're also going to show the wall on that end of the cabin that's going to get its strap-in pieces put on. So. But outside of that, we'll wait on that. That'll be close to the end. I still got to build a tongue for this thing. I'm going to build a regular steel tongue, weld up a steel tongue that hooks onto the snowmobile, because that'll give me more control. Right now, most of my fish houses I pull with a rope, because we're not going down a snowmobile trail, and we're also not going down hills and up hills. So by putting it on a steel tongue, where I'm pulling from both skis to the center of the snowmobile, I will have a lot more control over the fish house by doing that. So, but that's it in a nutshell, Enos. So that must mean it's time for a cup of coffee. But the cloud, it's 0 degrees, and this morning was about 20-mile-an-hour winds, so it really hasn't been that nice of a day. And right now the sun has gone in behind the cloud, so that's not helping. But I did want to come down and try to put in some doors and windows. I hope you're enjoying this, and I will do my darndest to make sure that everybody kind of gets an idea how they're built. The measurements that are kind of important are the doors, the windows, the heights of the seat. My seats are high enough that I can get a 20-pound tank of propane under them, as well as I find that if I'm setting a little bit higher, it's a little bit more comfortable too. So rather than like a kitchen table seat or something like that. So I think I have to look on them, but I'm pretty sure my seats are 18 inches wide. 18 inches tall, I mean. That particular seat, I added an extra board to the front of it, so that if I'm fishing by myself, it's more of a table than it is a bench. And the same thing over there. The extra board is held into place with 2 sheetrock screws, so I can just peel them out. And no, I don't bring an electric, I don't bring a battery powered drill to get those sheetrock screws out. Believe it or not, I have a screwdriver that turns manually. So half a dozen turns, I can peel that thing right out. The other thing I decided, and I'm going to do this here pretty soon too, because it's been coming up in the comments. That one came up, bringing an electric screw gun to take the jig cover off. I don't bring crap like that ice fishing. That is extra weight, extra stuff out on the ice. Extra stuff to pull back and forth to the pickup, extra stuff to load in and out of the pickup. I don't travel with those kind of extras. My snowmobile has a screwdriver in it. My snowmobile has tools in it. My backpack for ice fishing has a couple of tools in it for that. I have a multi-purpose set of pliers in there. You know, I have a Leatherman. So I have that stuff with me. I whip out the Leatherman, I take a screw out of the floor, or take like this board on the seat, take that seat out. I don't pack extra stuff. So I said all that to say this. I'm going to plan a video coming up. I was just going to go over few tackle pieces that I carry, but I think I've done it in other stuff, my everyday carry bag for snowmobiles and stuff like that. I'm going to do that with my ice fishing bag. Because when I say keep it simple, stupid, that's what it means. And my ice fishing bag will prove that. It has the basic ice fishing tackle in it. Plain and simple. It not any more complicated than that. So, so I figure the best way to show that is to take I would do it, but it's loaded in the snowmobile trailer right now. And I'm backed right up to a snowbank with the lid down. And so I'd have to move the truck, move the trailer, open up the trailer, and get into my bag. So we're not doing that today. We got other things on the fire. And speaking of fire, I probably got to go throw a log on it. Maybe that'll help with these global warming temperatures because it's been 0 all day. And that fire doesn't seem to be helping one bit. But anyways, what a time it's been. What a time it's been building a fish house. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.